Welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 250,000 subscribers. So look, there's so much to talk about, and I think we have to jump right away from somebody who has been on every single side of this discussion. And I want to start by talking about yesterday when Trump held a press conference at Mar-a-Lago. And as per usual, I want to show you the clips and discuss them. First, I want to show you the clip of Trump discussing how he wants to sue pollster Ann Selzer, which is important because he did. He ended up filing a lawsuit against Selzer, her polling firm, the Des Moines Register newspaper, and its parent company, Gannett. And it's important to note that she retired after the election. So people are asking why. Play the clip.
I see others. I have a few others that I'm doing. I'm going to, as an example, I'm doing this not because I want to. I'm doing this because I feel I have an obligation to. I'm going to be bringing one against the people in Iowa, their newspaper, which had a very, very good pollster who got me right all the time. And then just before the election, she said I was going to lose by 3 or 4 points, and it became the biggest story all over the world because I was going to win Iowa by 20 points. The farmers loved me, and I loved the farmers. And it was interesting the way she did it. She brought it down 2 weeks before. She said I was going to only win by 4. That was a big story. But that was good because she brought it down from like 22 points to 4 or whatever the number was, way up. Way up, an easy win. Never even thought to go there. I respect them, I love them, and they understand there's no reason to go there because she brought it.
Yeah, look, when Donald Trump tells you that he's going to do something, how many times have you heard me say this? Listen, that's what he's going to do. Nobody knows this better than I. For more than a decade, how many times have you heard people turn around and say, oh, Michael Cohen. Yeah, I had negative interactions with him when we were writing stories about Trump. Trump is going to change. Mark my words on this. He is going to change how news is ultimately delivered to the average individual, to you, to me, to everyone. He's going to do that through litigation. I cannot tell you how many stories that I killed as a direct result where I stated that Donald Trump has every intention of bringing and has authorized me as his attorney to institute litigation against you if you continue to demean, defame, or disparage him. And 70% of those ended up getting killed because they didn't want to get sued. And again, I know better than anyone because I was sued by Donald Trump. Now, the case didn't work out the way he wanted it to. He ultimately dropped it several days before the deposition was to be taken. But it still cost me over $300,000 to defend a case that didn't even go to depositions. So how many small papers, even like the Des Moines Register or the polling company, have money to throw away? And let me tell you, Trump's got money. The guy's got money behind money. And I want to show you a clip of Trump saying further that he may even go after small media. And small media, is he referring to podcasters? I don't exactly know, but he talks about going after small media. Play the clip.
I want to expand on the defamation lawsuits. Could you see moving that to other people with individual platforms, social media influencers, people that...
Or newspapers, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I do. I think you have to do it because they're very dishonest. We need a great media. We need a fair media. We need, it's very important. And we need borders. We need walls, but we need borders and we need fair elections.
And staying with only the media part. I don't want to get to the walls or any of that. He's not wrong. That's Donald's superpower. He takes the tree and he ignores the forest. Why do I say that? How many stories, negative lies, were told about me, whether it was from the Steele dossier to being in Prague to you name it, owning a home next door to Vladimir Putin, a dacha in Sochi. All lies. And do they care? No. How about the story that I had sexual relationship with Stormy Daniels, that OAN, actually, the far-right media outlet OAN, ended up retracting with an apology. he's not wrong. And that's why I said at the beginning, the way that you see media today is going to change fundamentally and forever. Now, then Trump was asked if he thinks that DeSantis will appoint his daughter-in-law, Lara Trump, as Marco Rubio's Senate replacement, as his successor. Play that clip.
Ron DeSantis to appoint Lara Trump to Senator Marco Rubio's seat?
No, I don't. I probably don't, but I don't know. Ron's doing a good job. That's his choice, nothing to do with me. Laura's unbelievable. I mean, she was incredible. The job she did at the RNC as chairman, along with Michael Whatley, the combination. But I could just speak for Laura. She is so highly respected by women. I mean, even her workout routines are through the roof. She lifts 150 pounds. I don't know how the hell she does it. She's a bad example for men and women sports, because I wouldn't be able to beat her, I don't believe. I'd try like hell. But no, she's an incredible woman. And, you know, it's funny, people oftentimes talk about nepotism. I never had, when I put her there, people said, how did you get her to do it? You know, she could have run for the Senate in North Carolina. Ted Budd would be the first to say. And he wouldn't have run. Nobody would have run. And she just said, no, I want to really focus on my children. When the election and
Yeah. One thing I can tell you, I'm pretty certain that Donald Trump knows in advance what's happening. Nothing gets by the guy. Let me just be very clear about that. Nobody in that inner circle is doing a damn thing without first bringing it to him. It's exactly the way things ran at the Trump organization. Then Trump goes on to talk about Tim Cook and other big tech guys meeting with him at Mar-a-Lago. As he said, I have a lot of new friends coming to pay homage to me at Mar-a-Lago. Play the clip.
Meeting with Apple CEO Tim Cook, and did you talk about tariffs in that meeting?
meeting with him?
Apple CEO Tim Cook.
I did have dinner with Tim Cook. I had dinner with sort of almost all of them, and the rest are coming. And this is one of the big differences, I think, between, we were talking about it before, one of the big differences between the first term. In the first term, everybody was fighting me. In this term, everybody wants to be my friend. I don't know. My personality changed or something. But I had, as you know, I had Sundar from Google, but I also had Sergey. Nobody reported that. Sergey is the owner, the primary owner, along with his friend, as you know. And Sergey was here also. I can't believe you didn't pick that one up. Nobody picked that up. But I will tell you, no, it's a big difference. The big difference is that the first time everybody was fighting me on all fronts.
Yeah. Look, let me be very clear about it. Big tech, they're following the path of Elon Musk, who has, for the most part, almost doubled his net worth since Trump became president-elect. And that's all that they're about. They're not about anything more than ensuring the financial viability of both themselves and their companies. And by the way, I get it. The United States is a capitalist country. Okay. Trump then goes on and comments about Pete Hegseth. He commended Pete Hegseth for giving up his media career in order to accept the nomination for Department of Defense. Play this clip.
And you know, Pete Hegseth gave up a lot because he was going big places in Fox, big places, a lot of money. And he didn't even hesitate. When I said, do you want to do this? He said, absolutely. I said, you know, if it doesn't work out, you'll never have the opportunity that you have right now in terms of the world of entertainment or business, whatever you want to call it. You'll never have that opportunity again. In fact, it could be just the opposite because it's nasty out there. He said, I don't care. I have to do it for my country. He gave up a tremendous amount. If this didn't work, it would be a tragedy. Because, but that's what he loves. He loves the military. I never talked to him about anything else. He'd talk about the military. He'd come to see me.
Yeah. Why can't he go back? I mean, if he's so popular, I mean, let's not forget, you know, he was a co-host on a weekend show on Fox. Why can't Fox just bring him back? I'm not 100% sure I fully understand what we're talking about there. But then Trump is asked about Mexico and Canada. Play this clip.
Some of their jails are empty, and they will be empty soon if this ever continued. I spoke with the president of Mexico, and as you know, I spoke with Justin Trudeau of Canada, and we told them it's not fair, not right. You can't let these people come into our country. And they understand they're very much on notice, and they're going to have to stop this from happening. They're going to have to stop it. We lose a lot of money to Mexico. We lose a lot of money to Canada, tremendous amount. We're subsidizing Canada. We're subsidizing Mexico. That can't go on. And I get along with the people of Mexico and Canada very well, but we can't let that happen. Why are we supporting and giving other countries hundreds of billions of dollars? It's not fair. It's not right. And the people of Mexico and Canada fully understand that. We've talked about it before, but now we're doing something about it. We started, and then we had to fix the COVID situation.
Yeah. Let me be clear. I'm not so sure that either Mexico or Canada would agree with that. Why is there an improper trade balance? Well, maybe because we take in more of their goods than they take of ours. For example, lumber, rolled steel, natural gas, and so on. And yeah, if we ultimately end up deciding to chop down forests here in the United States to make wood for all of the new construction that's going on, sure, we won't need Canada at all. I'm not certain that the answer really answers anything. But once again, Donald Trump's superpower is he looks at the tree and ignores the forest. And he gets every one of us to look at just the tree and ignore the forest. Now, he then goes on and he says that China and the United States can solve, get a load of this, US and China can solve all of the world's issues. Play that clip.
Have you had conversations with Venezuela?
You know, because China and the United States can together solve all of the problems of the world, if you think about it. So it's very important. And, you know, he was a friend of mine. I mean, he was here for a long time, right in that spot, except sitting in a very comfortable chair. He wasn't standing like you are. But we spent hours and hours talking. And, you know, he's an amazing guy.
One of the problems, they're communist, we're a democratic republic. I'm not so sure that our interests are aligned. In fact, China has one of the biggest problems right now, which is that they have, believe this or not, a negative birth rate in their country because of the ridiculous decision that you're only allowed to have one child, and most people wanted it to be male. So they can't even solve their own problems, let alone the world's problems. Trump was then asked about, for example, the polio vaccine and RFK. There's another great answer. Play the clip.
Thanks, President Trump. What about the polio vaccine?
Well, I'm a big believer in it, and I think everything should be looked at, but I'm a big believer in the polio vaccine, the Salk vaccine.
Do you think schools should mandate vaccines? Do you think schools should mandate vaccines?
I don't like mandates. I'm not a big mandate person. So, you know, I was against mandates. Mostly Democrat governors did the mandates, and they did a very poor thing. It was, you know, in retrospect, they made a big mistake having to do with the education of children. You know, they lost like a year, 2 years of their lives. The mandate was a bad thing. I was against the mandate.
So is that something you'd want to?
Yeah. If you're against I just don't understand the notion. If you're for the polio vaccination, how could you not be for mandating that children are given it? The only way to do it is that you have to force them that they won't be able to go to school. Otherwise, you're going to end up with the resurgence of polio, which has basically been eradicated for 70 years. Finally, I want to show you some clips of Trump discussing the war in Ukraine and the war in Israel. Now, I want to start by showing you a clip about Zelensky and Ukraine. Play it.
And one of the people that came to pay his respects is, as you know, Ukraine, Zelensky, and he would like to have peace. He wants peace. Everyone's being killed. It's the worst carnage that this world has seen since World War II. I've had pictures of fields where bodies are lying on top of bodies. Looks like the old pictures of the Civil War, where just bodies are all over. Just if you saw those pictures, you'd feel more strongly about it. It's got to stop. And we're trying to get it to stop. Well, we're gonna see. We're going to be talking. We'll be talking to President Putin, and we'll be talking to the representatives, Zelensky and representatives from Ukraine. We got to stop it. It's carnage.
What about the fear?
And finally, here's a clip about the hostages that are held in Gaza. Play that clip.
You say that there will be hell to pay if the hostages are not released before January 20th. What does that mean?
Well, they're going to have to determine what that means. But it means it won't be pleasant.
Mr. President,
It's not going to be pleasant, yeah?
Look, what's happening right now is they're just asking questions about the promises that were made during the campaign to stop the Ukraine-Russia war within 24 hours, or in fact, before he even takes office. Wouldn't we all just like to see that? Wouldn't we like to see the return of the hostages? Wouldn't we like to see this war between Israel and Hamas come to an end so the people of Palestine can live in peace and stop all of the killing everywhere? The answer is yes, 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 and yes. Unfortunately, we don't know where it's going to go because none of us have that crystal ball. And that's why shows like this, where you get nothing but the facts, no innuendo, no, hey, it's my opinion. We don't need opinion. We have the guy saying it, and we already have the facts on what's going on. And as always, thanks for listening. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.